I told my roommate's mom she couldn't ground me after she tried taking my car keys for coming home late at 23. So, I'm 23, living with my college roommate Ashley, in an apartment we split. Ashley's super close with her helicopter mom who lives nearby and basically treats Ashley like she's still 12. Ashley's mom helped us get this place and co-signed the lease, so she has spare keys for emergencies only. Ashley's always been babied and never really lived independently. Her mom still does her laundry, brings groceries, and calls every night to check in. Last Friday, I went out with work friends for happy hour after a brutal week. Got home around 11 p.m. Totally normal for Friday night. I'm quietly unlocking our door when suddenly it swings open before I can turn the key. Ashley's mom is standing there in fuzzy pink pajamas with this stern look. She goes, "Where have you been, young lady? It's a school night." I'm confused as hell. Like, what? I work full-time in marketing. It's Friday night, and I'm 23 years old. I politely explain I was out with coworkers getting drinks. She starts lecturing about responsibility and how girls my age shouldn't be out drinking on weeknights. First of all, it's Friday. I'm trying to get past her when she blocks me and holds out her hand like a crossing guard. "Give me your car keys. You're grounded for the weekend." I actually burst out laughing because I thought she was joking, but she's dead serious and repeats it. I need to hand over my keys because I was completely irresponsible, and Ashley told her how worried she was. I look around for Ashley and she's literally hiding behind the kitchen island avoiding eye contact. This girl threw me under the bus to her psycho mom. So I very calmly tell Ashley's mom that I pay half the rent. I'm a grown adult with a college degree and she has absolutely no authority over me whatsoever. She starts going completely off about disrespect and how she practically raised me too, since Ashley and I have been friends since freshman year. Says I'm setting a terrible example, and if I want to live like an irresponsible child, I'll be treated like one. That's when I completely lost my patience. I told her she had exactly 5 minutes to get her crazy helicopter butt out of my apartment before I called the cops for trespassing. I also informed her that she's permanently banned from having keys to a place where I pay $800 a month in rent. She started absolutely screaming about how she co-signed the lease. So it's technically her apartment too. And she has every right to parent her girls. She's waving her arms around like a maniac. So, I pulled out my phone and called our landlord right there at 11:30 p.m. While she's still ranting, Mr. Steve picks up. He's this cool older guy who's rented to college students for years. I put it on speaker and explain the situation, then ask who has legal authority over tenant decisions and apartment access. He immediately says the co-signer has absolutely no rights to control tenants, access the apartment without permission, or make decisions about how we live. He says what she's doing could be considered harassment and trespassing. Ashley's mom went completely pale. She started backtracking hard, suddenly saying she was just worried about her girls and trying to keep us safe. I handed her my phone and said, "Apologize to him right now for waking him up over your ridiculous power trip." She actually did it. Stammered out this mortified apology, while Mr. Steve calmly said, "Ma'am, please respect my tenants' autonomy. They're adults." After the call ended, she threw my phone on the couch and stormed toward the door, muttering about ungrateful children. Ashley was still hiding in the kitchen. Right before leaving, her mom turned around with this terrifying calm smile and said she'd been paying half of Ashley's rent this whole time as a gift. She pulled out her phone and showed me her banking app. Then she said, "I'm stopping payments immediately, and Ashley doesn't have the money to cover it." The door slammed so hard the picture frames on the wall rattled. I just stood there for a second, trying to process what the hell just happened. Like, did this woman really just threaten to financially sabotage her own daughter because I wouldn't let her ground me? At 23? I turned around and Ashley was still behind the kitchen island, but now she was crying. Not like little tears. I'm talking full-on sobbing, the kind where you can barely breathe. She finally looked at me and goes, "You ruined everything." I walked over to her, honestly still pretty pissed. "I ruined everything? Ashley, your mom just tried to take my car keys and ground me. What the hell was I supposed to do?" She wiped her face with her sleeve, mascara everywhere. "You could have just given her the keys. You could have played along for one night. Now she's cutting me off and I can't afford rent and I'm going to be homeless and it's all your fault." I felt my jaw drop. "Are you serious right now? Your mom is insane. And you threw me under the bus. You told her you were worried about me? You know I was at work happy hour. You literally saw me leave. I didn't think she'd come over," Ashley yelled. "She called and I mentioned you were out and she got all worried and I couldn't stop her from coming. I didn't know what to say when she got here. So you just let her ambush me?" Ashley slid down to the floor, hugging her knees. "I make $400 a month at the coffee shop. $400. My mom has been covering my rent this entire time and I never told you because I didn't want you to think I was some spoiled kid. But now she's stopping and I literally cannot afford $800 and I don't know what to do." I leaned against the counter, rubbing my face. Part of me felt bad, you know? Ashley and I had been roommates for 2 years. We'd been friends since freshman year of college. But another part of me was furious that she'd basically enabled her psycho mom to treat me like a teenager in my own apartment. "Ashley, this isn't my fault," I said. "Your mom overstepped. Way overstepped. If you can't afford rent, that's something we need to figure out. But I'm not apologizing for standing up for myself." She looked up at me, her face all red and puffy. "She wants you to apologize. If you just apologize, she'll start paying again. Please." Just tell her you're sorry. Absolutely not. Please. Ashley scrambled to her feet. I'll do anything. I'll take out your trash for a month. I'll clean the whole apartment. I'll never let her come over again. Just please apologize so I don't lose this place. I shook my head. I'm not apologizing to your mom for being a grown adult. And honestly, maybe this is good for you. You're 24 years old, Ashley. You should be able to support yourself. Her face went from sad to angry real quick. Oh, so now you're judging me? Not everyone can work some fancy marketing job and make good money. Some of us are struggling. Then, get a different job. Get a second job? I don't know. But this isn't sustainable. Your mom controls every aspect of your life because you let her. Ashley grabbed her phone off the counter. I'm calling her. What, right now? Yes, right now. Because maybe if she hears how sorry you are. I'm not apologizing, Ashley. But she was already dialing. She put it on speaker, and her mom answered on the second ring. Have you come to your senses? Ashley's voice went all small and pathetic. Mom, please. We can work this out. I'll talk to her. I'll make her understand. There's nothing to understand. Her mom interrupted. Your roommate embarrassed me, disrespected me, and threatened me. I will not continue to support someone who allows that kind of behavior in her home. But Mom, I can't afford. Then maybe you should have thought about that before you let her speak to me that way. My decision is final unless she apologizes. On her knees, I want a full apology, acknowledging how disrespectful she was. I actually laughed. I couldn't help it. Are you kidding me right now? Excuse me? Her mom's voice went ice cold. You want me to apologize on my knees? For what? Exactly. For being 23 and coming home at 11 p.m. on a Friday? For not letting you illegally ground me? You humiliated me in front of my daughter. You humiliated yourself by trying to parent a grown woman who pays her own rent. And now you're punishing Ashley because I wouldn't play along with your weird power trip. That's on you, not me. Ashley was making these frantic hand gestures at me to shut up, but I was done. So done. Don't contact me again, her mom said. Ashley, you have until the end of the month to figure out your living situation. I won't be sending any more money. Then she hung up. Ashley turned to me, and I swear I thought she might actually attack me. You just made everything worse. All you had to do was apologize. Ashley, I'm not apologizing for something I didn't do wrong. Look, you have 3 weeks until rent is due. That's enough time to figure something out. Figure what out? I don't have $800. I don't have anything. I grabbed my keys off the hook. Then I guess you need to start looking for a second job or somewhere else to live. I'm going for a drive. I need to cool off. I left her crying on the kitchen floor. Honestly, I felt kind of bad about it, but also like, what was I supposed to do? Enable her mom's crazy behavior just so Ashley wouldn't have to face reality? The rest of the weekend was awful. Ashley barely spoke to me. She'd leave early in the morning and come back late at night, and I could hear her crying through her bedroom wall. On Saturday, she was gone the entire day, and when I checked the Life 360 app we shared, she was at her mom's house. Sunday, same thing. I spent the weekend stress eating and looking at my budget. If I really had to, I could cover full rent for maybe 1 month. 2 if I didn't buy groceries and lived off ramen. But that wasn't sustainable, and it definitely wasn't fair. I started putting together a plan B, looking at cheaper apartments, calculating what I'd need for a deposit somewhere new. Monday morning, I was at work trying to focus on this campaign presentation when my phone rang. Mr. Steve. Hey, I answered, stepping into an empty conference room. What's up? I need to talk to you about your lease, he said, and my stomach dropped. Ashley's mother called me this morning. She wants to be released from the co-signer agreement immediately. Can she do that? Technically, yes, but it complicates things. If the co-signer withdraws, I need to verify that the remaining tenants meet the income requirements. Your lease is up in 4 months anyway, but we need to discuss options. What kind of options? Can you come by my office after work? I'd prefer to have both you and Ashley there for this conversation. I texted Ashley. Mr. Steve wants to meet with both of us today after 5. It's about the lease. She didn't respond, but she showed up at Mr. Steve's office at 5:15. She looked terrible, like she hadn't slept. Her eyes were all swollen and she wouldn't look at me. Mr. Steve had us sit down in his little office that smelled like coffee and old paper. He folded his hands on his desk and got right to it. Ashley's mother has formally requested to be removed as co-signer. I've explained this means we need to reassess the lease. To qualify without a co-signer, you'd need combined income of at least 3 times the monthly rent. That's $4,800 a month. Ashley stared at her lap. I make about $3,100 a month, I said. Ashley makes $400, Ashley whispered. Mr. Steve nodded slowly. That's $3,500 combined. You're short $1,300. Now, I can work with you if you find a third roommate or a new co-signer, but you need to figure something out within the next 30 days, or we'll need to discuss early lease termination. What does that mean? Ashley asked. It means you'd both be responsible for paying rent through the end of your lease term in March, or until I find new tenants. You'd also lose your security deposits. Ashley started crying again. I felt this mix of frustration and guilt twisting in my stomach. This was such a mess. What if one of us moves out? I asked. Can the other one stay? Not without meeting the income requirement or getting a new co-signer. Right now, you're both on the lease. You're both responsible. We left the office and Ashley immediately started walking toward the parking lot without saying anything. Ashley, wait. She turned around and her face was just exhausted. What? We need to figure this out. There's nothing to figure out. I'm screwed. You're screwed. My mom wins. She laughed, but it wasn't funny. She always wins. So what are you going to do? She shrugged. I don't know. Move back in with her, I guess. Let her control my entire life again because I'm too broke to have any other options. There has to be another way. Like what? You want to be my co-signer? She said it sarcastically, but then actually paused. Wait, could you? I can't. Mr. Steve said I need to make 3 times the rent solo. And I don't. Plus, I'm not co-signing for someone who might not pay. That hurt her. I could see it on her face. But honestly, after this weekend, I wasn't about to put myself on the line financially for someone who wouldn't even stand up for me to their own mom. Fine, she said. I'll pack my stuff. Ashley. What? Isn't this what you wanted? Me out of your hair so you can find some better roommate who actually makes money? That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair. She was yelling now, and people in the parking lot were staring. You gotta call my mom crazy and tell her off and be the big, strong, independent woman, and I'm the one who loses everything. You still have your job and your car and your life, and I have nothing. I didn't know what to say to that. Because in a way, she was right. But also, this wasn't really my fault. Her mom did this. Her mom made these choices. I have to go, Ashley said. She got in her car and drove off before I could say anything else. That night, I came home to a quiet apartment. Ashley's door was closed, but I could hear her moving around in there. At like 9 p.m., there was a knock on the door. I looked through the peephole and my heart sank. Ashley's mom was back, but this time she had 2 big dudes with her. Her brothers, I think. I'd met them once at a family barbecue. I opened the door just enough to talk through the chain lock. What do you want? We're here to help Ashley move, her mom said. All fake pleasant. You can let us in, or we can call the landlord and use the emergency key. Ashley's on the lease. She can't just move out without dealing with the rent situation. That's not your concern anymore. Ashley has decided to come home where she's safe and loved. I looked past them and saw Ashley standing by a U-Haul truck, looking miserable. This is crazy, I said. She's still legally responsible for rent. We'll handle it, her mom said. Then she actually pushed the door, hard, and I had to step back. The chain lock snapped and suddenly there were 3 people in my apartment. I pulled out my phone and called Mr. Steve. He answered, "Thank God. Mr. Steve, Ashley's mom is here with her brothers and they're trying to move her stuff out. Can she legally do this?" I put him on speaker. "Mr." Steve's voice filled the apartment. "If Ashley is removing her belongings, she can do that. But she's still legally responsible for rent until you find a replacement tenant or the lease ends. If rent goes unpaid, I'll have to pursue both tenants for the full amount." Ashley's mom's face went tight. "We understand the legalities. Also," Mr. Steve continued, "if this is creating a hostile living environment, I need to know about it. Both tenants have equal rights to the apartment." "Everything's fine," Ashley's mom said, but her voice was strained. "We're just helping Ashley move. No hostility here." "Actually," I said, looking at Ashley through the kitchen doorway, "did you text your mom that you felt unsafe living with me?" Ashley's eyes went wide. She didn't answer. Her mom pulled out her phone and showed the screen to Mr. Steve's voice, like that would do anything. "My daughter texted me Friday night saying she felt threatened. I have proof. Can I see that?" I asked. She hesitated, then showed me. It was a text from Ashley at 11:47 p.m. Friday. "Mom, I'm really uncomfortable here. She's being so aggressive. I don't feel safe." I immediately pulled up my own phone and started going through our messages. "Mr. Steve, I'm taking screenshots of all my conversations with Ashley. There's no threats, no aggression, just me telling her she needs to handle her half of rent. Send those to me," Mr. Steve said. "I need documentation if this becomes a legal matter." While I was doing that, Ashley's uncles started carrying boxes out of her room. Ashley wouldn't look at anyone. She just grabbed random stuff from the bathroom and the kitchen. "Everything needs to be documented, Mr. Steve said. "Take photos of the apartment condition, especially Ashley's room after she moves out. If there's any damage, it comes from the security deposit." Ashley's mom was getting more and more agitated. "This is harassment. You're harassing my daughter." "Ma'am, I'm protecting both tenants' rights. Ashley can move out, but she remains financially responsible. If you'd like to pay her rent through March, we can arrange that. Otherwise, both tenants are liable." "Fine," she snapped. Then she pulled out her checkbook. "How much for this month?" $800. Due in 5 days. She wrote the check right there, ripped it out, and handed it to Mr. Steve's voice, realized that didn't work, then just put it on the counter. "That's it. That's the last penny Ashley will see from me. If she wants to live like an adult, she can pay for things like an adult." The uncles were already loading furniture into the truck, including the couch. Our couch that we'd split the cost on. "Wait, that couch was half mine," I said. Ashley's mom turned to me. "I paid for most of it. Ashley can take it." We both paid $250 each. I have the Venmo. And I gave Ashley $300 to cover it. So technically, I paid more. This was so stupid, but I wasn't about to let her just take stuff. Fine, keep the couch, but I want my $250 back. Send me an invoice, Ashley's mom said, all sarcastic. They loaded everything into the truck. Ashley's room was completely empty except for some trash and a few stains on the carpet where her dresser used to be. The living room looked sad with just my chair and the TV stand. Before they left, I went up to Ashley. She was carrying the last box, the one with her winter coats. Ashley, you're still on the lease, I said quietly. Your mom paying 1 month doesn't fix that. She didn't look at me. I know. So what happens next month? And the month after? I don't know, okay? I don't know. She pushed past me and headed to the truck. Her mom stopped at the door and turned to face me with this really creepy, calm smile. I hope you're happy. You've taken my daughter's home and her dignity. But karma has a way of working itself out, doesn't it? Then they were gone. I stood in my half-empty apartment, feeling weird and hollow. Mr. Steve was still on the phone. You still there? I asked. Yeah. Listen, I'm emailing you both a formal notice about the lease obligations. Ashley needs to understand that she owes rent for the next 3 months unless you find a replacement tenant. If the rent goes unpaid, I'll have to start eviction proceedings. Against both of us? Against both of you. It would go on both your records, affect your credit scores, make it nearly impossible to rent anywhere decent for years. I don't want to do that, but I have a mortgage to pay too. Great. Just great. I spent that evening cleaning up the trash Ashley's uncles had left behind and rearranging furniture to make the apartment not look so empty. Then I opened my laptop and started looking for a new roommate. I posted ads on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, the local university housing board. I described the apartment honestly. The rent, the move-in date. By 11 p.m., I had 15 responses. By midnight, I'd filtered out the obviously sketchy ones. There was a guy who wanted to know if clothing was optional. Deleted. A girl who wrote in all caps and used 17 exclamation marks in 3 sentences. Deleted. Someone who offered to pay $400 for the bigger room and do household services, which, no. The rest were kind of normal but wanted more photos or a virtual tour or couldn't move in until April. One person asked if I was 420 friendly, and I honestly had to Google what that meant. This was going to be harder than I thought. By the end of the first week, I'd shown the apartment to 6 people. One girl seemed perfect until she mentioned she had 3 cats and an emotional support snake. Another guy was great but could only pay $500 because he was between jobs. A couple wanted to move in together and split one room, which, weird but okay, except they got into a fight during the tour and the girlfriend slapped him. Ashley still hadn't contacted me. I sent her a text on Wednesday. Rent is due Monday. Your mom paid this month, but what about November? No response. I sent another on Friday. Ashley, I'm serious. We need to figure this out. Nothing. Saturday, I noticed she'd blocked me on Instagram, then Twitter, then she blocked my number entirely. Cool. Super mature. By the end of the second week, I was eating ramen for every meal and had stress-induced insomnia. I'd saved up enough to cover 1 month of full rent, maybe 2 if I sold some stuff, but that was it. My savings account was looking pathetic. I called my parents, who I'd been avoiding because I knew my dad would just say I told you so about living with Ashley in the first place. Hey, sweetie, my mom answered. How's it going? Not great, actually. I explained the whole situation, trying not to cry. My dad got on the other line. So let me get this straight. Ashley's mom tried to ground you, you stood up for yourself, and now you're the bad guy? Pretty much. And Ashley just abandoned the lease? Yep. My parents were quiet for a second. Then my mom said, how short are you for rent? About $800 a month until I find a roommate or the lease ends. More silence. Then my dad, we can loan you money for 1 month. Just 1. But you need to fix this immediately. You understand? I felt my throat get tight. Thank you. I'll pay you back, I promise. We know you will, my mom said. But honey, you can't keep doing this. If Ashley won't pay, you need to protect yourself. Rent was due on Tuesday. Monday night, I still hadn't heard from Ashley. So I paid the full $1,600, using the money my parents had transferred. It hurt to see my bank account drop that low. I took a screenshot of the receipt and texted it to Ashley's old number, even though I was blocked. Covered your rent. You owe me $800 plus whatever you're responsible for until March. The message showed as delivered, so maybe she'd see it on her iPad or laptop or something. Wednesday afternoon, I was at work when the receptionist called my desk. There's someone here to see you? Says it's urgent. I went down to the lobby and Ashley's mom was standing there in a business suit, holding a manila envelope. She looked different, more put together, less unhinged. Can we talk outside? She asked. We went out to the parking lot. She handed me the envelope. What's this? I asked. Open it. Inside was $800 in cash. All 20s. This settles Ashley's debt to you for October, she said. We're done after this. I counted it. Exactly $800. But I shook my head. This only covers 1 month. Ashley is responsible through March, or until we find a replacement tenant. That's not our problem. Actually, it is. It's legally Ashley's problem, which makes it your problem if you don't want her credit destroyed. Her jaw clenched. You're really going to do this? Ruin a young woman's life over money? I'm not ruining anything. I'm asking Ashley to honor a lease she signed. If she'd handled this like an adult, instead of running home to mommy, we could have worked something out. Watch your tone. Or what? You'll ground me? She stepped closer, and for a second I thought she might actually hit me. But she just said, "You're a cruel, selfish person. I hope you know that. And you're a controlling nightmare who's sabotaging your own daughter. So I guess we're even." She turned and walked to her car. As she was getting in, she yelled, "You'll regret this." I went back inside, stuck the cash in my desk drawer, and tried to focus on work. But I couldn't shake this feeling that this wasn't over. That night, I drafted a lease termination agreement. I'm not a lawyer, so I just Googled a template and filled it in. Basically, it said Ashley could be released from the lease if she signed it, and we found a replacement tenant that Mr. Steve approved. I'd been talking to this person named Jordan, who worked in IT, made decent money, and seemed really normal. Jordan couldn't move in until January because of their current lease, but that was better than nothing. I emailed the agreement to Ashley with a deadline of 5 days. Sign this, and I'll work with Jordan to take over your half of the lease. Don't sign it, and you're responsible for rent through March. Your choice. 3 days passed. No response. I forwarded everything to Mr. Steve with a note. Ashley's not responding to me. Can you send her an official notice? 2 days later, Mr. Steve sent a certified letter to Ashley at her mom's address. I saw the delivery confirmation that Friday. The letter said basically what I'd said. Ashley owed rent for November, December, and January, unless she signed the termination agreement and Jordan was approved as her replacement. If she didn't respond within 7 days, Mr. Steve would pursue legal action for unpaid rent. Saturday night, I was already in bed when I heard banging on the door. Loud, aggressive banging. I checked my phone. 2:17 a.m. Who the hell? I looked through the peephole and my heart sank. Ashley. And she was clearly drunk, swaying and banging on the door with both fists. "Let me in!" she yelled. "I know you're in there." I opened the door and she practically fell inside. She reeked of alcohol and her makeup was smeared everywhere. "Are you okay?" I asked. "No!" She stumbled toward the kitchen and I grabbed her arm to steady her. "I'm not okay. Nothing is okay." I guided her to sit on my chair and went to make coffee. She was crying. Those messy drunk sobs where you can't really understand what someone's saying. "Ashley, what happened?" "You happened," she pointed at me. "You and your stupid pride and your stupid rules about paying rent. It's not pride. It's literally just how leases work. My mom is making my life hell. She took my debit card. I have to ask permission to buy gas. She tracks my phone and calls me 10 times a day and criticizes everything I do." She wiped her face, smearing mascara. "I can't do this anymore. I can't live with her." I handed her a mug of coffee. "Then don't." "Don't? Are you kidding? I have $400 a month. I can't afford anything. So get a second job. Or a better job. Ashley, you're 24. You can't let your mom control everything." She took a sip of coffee and burned her mouth, which just made her cry harder. After a few minutes, she calmed down enough to actually talk. "I made a mistake," she said quietly. "Moving out. Not standing up to her. All of it. I should have told her to back off that first night." "Yeah, you should have. So can I move back in? Can we just pretend the last month never happened and go back to how it was?" I sat down across from her. "No. Why not?" "Because Jordan is already planning to move in January. Because I can't trust you to stand up for me if your mom decides to pull this again. And honestly, Ashley, because I don't want to live with someone who throws me under the bus every time things get hard." She stared at me like I'd slapped her. "So that's it? Our friendship means nothing?" "Trid me. Our friendship meant a lot, but you chose your mom over basic respect. I'm not going through that again." She got angry then. That quick switch drunk people do. "You're so cruel. You're heartless. I came here because I thought you'd help me, and you're just throwing me away." "I'm not throwing you away. I'm setting boundaries. There's a difference." "Yeah? Well, how much is it going to cost to buy my way out of this lease? Since that's all you care about, right? Money?" I pulled up the email I'd sent her and showed her the math. 3 months at $800 each. $2,400 total, and you're released from all obligations. She laughed. This bitter, drunk laugh. $2,400. Sure. Let me just pull that out of my ass. That's what you owe, Ashley. If you can't pay it, you're on the hook until March or until Jordan moves in. I don't have that kind of money. You know I don't. Then you need to figure something out. Talk to your mom. Get a loan. I don't know. But this isn't my problem to solve." She stood up, wobbling a little. "You used to be nice. You used to care about people. I still care. But I also care about not being homeless because you can't handle your responsibilities." She left without another word, stumbling down the hallway toward the stairs. I watched to make sure she didn't fall, then closed the door and locked it. The next morning, Ashley's mom called me at 9 a.m. I almost didn't answer, but I figured I might as well get it over with. "My daughter told me about your conversation last night," she said. "No greeting, just straight into it. Okay, $2,400 to release her from the lease. Is that correct?" "That's correct. I'll give you $1,500 as a final settlement. Take it or leave it." I did some quick math in my head. With my parents' loan and the $800 she'd already given me, $1,500 would give me enough cushion until Jordan moved in. $2,000, I countered, and Ashley signs the termination agreement. And you both agree never to contact me again. There was a long pause. Fine, $2,000, but I want this in writing. Signed by everyone, including your landlord. Deal. We set up a meeting for that Thursday at the apartment with Mr. Steve. I spent the next 3 days cleaning and documenting everything, taking photos of the carpet stains in Ashley's old room, the scuff marks on the walls. Thursday at 5 p.m., everyone showed up. Mr. Steve brought the official lease termination paperwork. Ashley's mom brought a cashier's check for $2,000. Ashley brought her attitude, refusing to make eye contact with anyone. We all sat around my kitchen table, which felt super weird and formal. Mr. Steve explained the agreement. Ashley would be released from all lease obligations effective immediately, owing no further rent. I would be responsible for finding a replacement tenant. If I failed to do so, the rent was my responsibility alone. And Jordan has already been approved? Ashley's mom asked. Yes, Mr. Steve said. They've passed the background check and credit check. As long as they move in by January 15th, everything's covered. Ashley's mom handed over the cashier's check. I looked at it, verified the amount, then nodded. Everyone signed the papers. It took maybe 15 minutes total. Before leaving, Ashley's mom looked at me with this expression I couldn't quite read. I hope you're proud of yourself, she said, taking advantage of a vulnerable young woman. I'm not taking advantage of anyone, I replied. I'm teaching Ashley that actions have consequences. Maybe you should try it sometime. Her face went red. You have no idea what it's like to be a mother. And you have no idea what it's like to let your kid grow up. Ashley's never going to learn independence if you keep controlling every aspect of her life. We're done here, Ashley's mom snapped. She grabbed Ashley's arm and pulled her toward the door. Ashley paused and looked back at me for just a second. She opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, but then her mom tugged her harder, and they left. Mr. Steve stuck around for a few more minutes, making sure I had copies of everything. You okay? He asked. Yeah, just glad it's over. For what it's worth, you handled this well. A lot of people would have just let themselves get walked on. After he left, I deposited the check on my phone, then immediately sent $800 to my parents to pay them back. The rest went into savings for expenses. The apartment felt emptier than before, if that was possible, but it also felt more peaceful. I didn't have to worry about Ashley's mom showing up unannounced. I didn't have to walk on eggshells around someone who wouldn't have my back. Jordan moved in 6 weeks later, right after New Year's. They were everything Ashley wasn't. Respectful, clean, paid rent, 3 days early, kept to themselves mostly. We weren't best friends or anything, but we coexisted really well. No drama, no helicopter parents, just 2 adults living their lives. I used the extra money to buy a new couch, a nice one from IKEA that I put together by myself. It looked way better than the old one anyway. Life got back to normal. Work was busy. I started seeing someone I met at a coffee shop. Jordan and I had a system where we'd rotate cooking dinner twice a week, and it was honestly pretty nice having someone reliable around. 3 months went by. March came, the kind of early spring where it's warm enough to wear just a hoodie. I was at the grocery store after work, grabbing stuff for taco night, when I heard someone say my name. I turned around and Ashley was standing there in a grocery store uniform, name tag and everything. She looked exhausted, like she'd aged 5 years and 3 months. Dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. We just stared at each other for a second. Then she said, "Hi." "Hi." Awkward silence. She fidgeted with her name tag. "How have you been?" "Fine. You?" "I'm good. Working here now. Just started last month." "That's good." More silence. A customer squeezed between us to grab tomatoes. "I should get back to work," Ashley said. "Yeah, okay." She walked away toward the registers. I finished my shopping and left, my heart pounding for some reason. Seeing her was weird, surreal. That night, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Hey, it's Ashley. Got your number from the old lease paperwork. Hope that's okay." I stared at it for a long time before responding. "What's up?" I just wanted to say, I moved out of my mom's house. I'm in a studio with 2 other girls now. It's cramped and kind of terrible, but it's mine. And I'm working 2 jobs now, here and at a call center. Finally understand what you were trying to tell me about independence. Good for you. I know we're not friends anymore, and I don't expect us to be. But I wanted to apologize for everything. For hiding behind my mom, for not standing up for you, for being such a coward about the whole lease situation. I sat on my new couch, reading her message like 3 times. Part of me wanted to just ignore it. Another part felt something, I don't know, maybe closure? "I appreciate the apology," I typed back. "Can we get coffee sometime? Not to be friends again or anything, I just feel like there's more I need to say." "I don't think that's a good idea, Ashley. I'm glad you're figuring things out, but I've moved on with my life and I think it's better if we both just keep doing that." 3 dots appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. Finally, "I get it. I'm sorry for bothering you." "You're not bothering me. I genuinely wish you well. I just don't think we can go back to how things were." "I know. Thank you for responding at least. And for what it's worth, you were right about everything. My mom was controlling my life, and I was letting her. I've set boundaries now. Told her we're only talking once a week and she doesn't get to know where I live. It's been really hard, but I'm doing it. That's really good, Ashley. I'm proud of you. Thanks. That means a lot coming from you. Okay, I'll leave you alone now. Take care. You too. I set my phone down and looked around my apartment. Jordan's shoes by the door. My new couch. The plants I'd bought last month that were somehow still alive. Everything felt stable. Quiet in a good way. Ashley sent one more text 2 days later. I told my mom we're not speaking anymore and that she needs to stop asking about you. She wasn't happy, but I stood my ground. I wanted you to know that. Thank you for being the push I needed, even if it hurt like hell. I learned more from losing you as a friend than I learned in 4 years of college. I read it, then opened my phone settings and blocked her number. Not out of anger, just out of necessity.